Hi everyone, I hope everything is fine with you guys. So I am back again with a new video. In this video, I'll be talking about the update output mode and also we'll go through an example. So along with explaining the update output mode, I will also explain this example. So it has a Kafka as a source. So whatever data we will read from Kafka, and then there is a concept of tumbling window. So we will create a tumbling window of 10 minutes and then we will see the update output mode in action. So what I have drawn here is a simple example. There are certain records here and they are in batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, batch 4, batch 5. So Spark works in micro batch mode as I already explained. So we will also see how that works with the triggers. Now this is a very important mode, and mostly when you will be working on Spark streaming application, you will be using the update output mode. So we should have very good concept and we should have very clear understanding of how the update output mode actually works. So I will start with explaining this example. Now as I said, our window will be of 10 minutes interval. So let's say we have certain events. The record is separated by comma. Obviously a space is there, but don't worry. In the program we don't have a space, so the comma is the delimiter. So you can understand, like, there are two columns for one record. One is the timestamp and the second one is the word. The timestamp is a format YYYY hyphen mm hyphen dd hh ss. This is hour, this is minute, this is second. Now let's say we have provided the batch 1, so which are these two records. So once Spark will read these records, it will create certain set of windows. So here you can see in the first screenshot here. So the first timestamp is 12:07 and the word is dog. Now if you see the tumbling window time interval, so the 12:07 falls between 12 and 12:10, right? So what we are doing is we are trying to count the number of words. All right. Here you will see the window is 12 to 12:10. The word is dog and the count is fun. Fine. Simple enough, right? Now, since we provided these two records at once, obviously there will be also an entry for the owl. So now, owl came at 12:08, which falls between 12 and 12:10. Here, Spark will say, okay, so between 12 and 12:10, the owl is count is 1. Simple enough, right? Okay, so let's say in the next batch, we are providing these 5 records 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, please pay attention here. Dog. So this record is the event time is 12:14. Now 12:14, it lies between 12:10 to 12:20, right? So let's see if Spark has generated the window. Now, dog, where is the dog? Here. So 12:10 to 12:20, we want to see that one. Where is that? Here it is. So 12:10 to 12:20, dog is 1, right? This one. Now 12:09 cat. 12:09 is fall between 12 and 12:10, right? So let's see whether that is present in the output or not. So here let's find the cat between 12 and 12:10. So where is it? Where is it? Here. So cat is here between 12 and 12:10. Cat is 1. Fair enough. Again cat is there at 12:14. Now 12:14 lies between 12:10 and 12:20. So let's see here. So 12:10 and 12:20. 12:10 and 12:20. Cat is there. Yes. Good. Now another event. 12:08 dog. Now 12:08. Where does it lie? It lies between 12 and 12:10. Now let's see, between 12 and 12:10 we will see whether there is a dog or not. So if you see here, between 12 and 12:10 there was already a dog of count 1, right? So another one came. So what Spark will do is, it is maintaining the state. So if you see here, between 12 and 12:10 it has incremented the dog by 1. So this one and the other record, this one, so the count became 2. Now this is very important to understand. Spark is maintaining the state in memory, all right? And it will maintain and it will keep aggregating till the watermark time gets passed. So watermark time I have given as 10 minutes. I will explain that soon enough. Now the next record came at 12:13 and the word is owl. So 12:13 lies between 12:10 and 12:20. So let's see, 12:10 and 12:20, owl is 1. So if you have seen there, if you have seen every record which is present here, right, it is either 1 or 2. So whatever was present, the count was incremented, but this record didn't come, right, in the output of this one. So this is first, this is second, this is third, and let's say this is fourth. So in the first screenshot, if you see 12 to 12:10, all is 1, but that all is not here, right? So in update output mode, what happens is, only those records which were updated since the last trigger. So last trigger means this was already seen as a output. Now there was a record which fall between this and this, so that is why the count was incremented and you can see it here. But this record didn't come here because there was no updates on it. All right, so this is very important to understand. This is the update mode. Let's continue our example. Okay, so now at 12:17 owl came. This is batch number 3. Now 12:17 lies between 12 to 12:20. So let's see whether that is there or not. So 12:10 to 12:20. So it is 2. Why? Because if you see the previous one, 12:10 to 12:20, one all is already there, this one. 12:10 to 12:20 all is 1. So again all came. There was one event which is between this one. So the count is incremented and the final count is 2. Now again at 12:21 the owl came. 12:21 falls between 12:20 to 12:30. So if you see here, this one, 12:20 to 12:30, all is 1. Fair enough. Now if you see, none of these records are present here because there are no updates on those. Only one update was there, which was between the window 12:10 to 12:20 for owl. All right, so this is the update output mode. So it is outputting the values in to the sync where there is an update since the last trigger. Understood? Let's continue our example. Now at 12:04 donkey came and 12:05 donkey 2 came. Okay, now I'm going to explain one very important concept here called watermark. All right, so I have given watermark as 10. Okay, so now last seen event is at 12, 12, 21, 12, 21. Okay, if you subtract the 10 minute, so what it will become? It will become 12, 11. Correct? So which means records that fall between or greater than 12:11, greater than equal to 12:11, those will be only outputted to the sync. If a record has event time less than this one, it won't be outputted to the sync, which means donkey and donkey 2 if you provide these two records, they are not going to be picked up by the Spark for aggregation. So you won't see anything. I will show when I run the application. Now, batch number 5, Donkey 3 came at 12:11. Now, as I explained, the last seen event as 12:21. Watermark is 10 minutes, so it will allow till 12:11. Now, Donkey 3 came at 12:11. So, 12:11 falls between this window, right? So, you can see between 12:10 to 12:20, Donkey 3 is 1. Fair enough? So, I hope you understood watermark, event time, and the update output mode. If you have any doubt, please feel free to put down in comments. I will definitely try to answer your queries. Now what we will do is we will run the application and see our example in action. So I'm going to explain this program to you. So first we are trying to create a Spark session. Whenever we start this application, we will start reading from the latest offset, not the earliest offset. And this I already explained in my previous video. So here we are trying to read the topic, which is the topic name here, clickstream, and we are trying to create a data frame. We are reading from the latest offset, and at last we are just casting the value as string. That's it. So this is our main data frame. We are trying to print the schema. I've also created a UDF, user defined function. So we need to find the first and the second columns. So first one is timestamp and second one will be the word. So df is our original data frame which we created here. Now I'm creating a column called timestamp and I'm calling the user defined function. I am passing the value whatever we are reading on the Kafka producer console. So what I will do is I will pass in the record here on the Kafka producer console. So this is an inbuilt Kafka console producer wherein we can provide the records on the command line. So let's say we read one record, now it is separated by comma. So get timestamp is, if you see the UDF definition, so line dot split comma and that index. So we are passing 0 means the first index and 1 means the second index. Obviously index starts from 0. So first one will be the timestamp and second one will be the word. And since when we created the data frame, there was one column called value, and that is what we are passing to the UDF as an argument. So we are dropping that column. We don't need it actually. We just need the timestamp and the word. Now we are just printing the schema. Now this is important part here. So what we are trying to do is, again, if you see, we are saying, okay, we have a timestamp, but I am modifying the timestamp. So here it is just a string value, but I am converting that to timestamp using the toTimestamp method. So this is defined in the functions package. All right, come down a little bit, and also I'm saying that with watermark the timestamp column and then 10 minutes. So I just explained the watermark concept. Any late event that is within the watermark will be aggregated, but if it is outside of the watermark, then it will be ignored. It will not be aggregated. Then what I'm trying to do is I'm creating the windows by the window function here. Again, if you say window, it is in the functions package. So you saw the tumbling window, right? The fixed interval like 10, 12 to 12, 10, that. So it will be created using this function. I am providing the time is 10 minutes. So it will create 10 minutes interval window. And finally, the word column. And then I'm doing a count operation, which means group by the word and count for each window. All right. Come down. Now we are creating a streaming query. And what we are doing in that, whatever data frame we created, we are writing that to the console sync, which I already explained previously, and we are giving the output mode as update. We are also giving 5 seconds interval for the trigger. So Spark will wait for 5 seconds before picking up the new records. Also, I'm giving option truncate as false because I do not want to truncate the output on the console. Now, I've also given the checkpoint location. I will explain checkpoint in my next video, but let's assume checkpointing is for fault tolerance. So Spark knows what records it has already processed, and then if there is any problem, it can recover using this checkpoint location. Then finally, we are starting the query. Please ignore this clickstream class for now. It will come into picture later. So as you can see, the print schema is here. So for this data frame, there is only one column called value. So we have printed the schema here, and for this data frame, there is only one column called value. And for this particular data frame, we have the timestamp and word as the two columns. Now let's put some records into Kafka topic. Copy it from here. So there are two records. So this is batch 1. Let's go to the application and watch the behavior. You can see the tumbling window from 12 to 12:10. Dog is 1 and all is 1. If you go to our example, so dog is 1 and all is 1 for 12 to 12:10, 12 to 12:10. Let's provide the next set of records for batch 2. Let's go to application and watch the behavior. So as I explained, it has created tumbling windows for the different words. So here, if I'll see here, 2, dog 2, cat 1, dog 1, dog 2, cat 1, dog 1, cat 1, all 1, cat 1, all 1. Alright, so it validates whatever we learned here. Let's provide the next set of records. So now between 12:20 to 12:30 all is 1. 12:20 to 12:30 all is 1. Then 12:10 to 12:20 all is 2. 12:10 to 12:20 all is 2. Now the watermark concept that I explained will be applied now. I am providing the next set of records. Let's watch the behavior. There should not be any output here because the watermark has passed. So if you see batch 7, nothing came. So which means that we provided these two records, and since the last seen event was at 12:21 and watermark of 10 minutes, so it will only aggregate records which are coming at least at event time 12:11. So nothing came. Now let's provide this particular record. Then you will see one particular record here. So now 12:10 to 12:20, that window, donkey 3 is count 1, and it validates our understanding. Alright, so I hope by now you'll have a good understanding of the update output mode. This is one of the very important output modes, and you should have very good understanding of this. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you liked the video. If you really like, do give a thumbs up. Happy learning.